Hi everybody, this is Barry. Welcome to video number 6. This is my coming out story. If you didn't see the first 5 videos yet, the background is that I've always been attracted to guys and I never thought I was gay. Things never felt right and I didn't know why. Especially in college, everyone else seemed much more comfortable with themselves, with dating, and I just didn't. I thought, oh, maybe I'm more mature, maybe I'm more interested in people's minds and not so much in people's bodies. It's as if I was brainwashed from a very young age to strive for a certain life, and I was very tenacious about it, even though that agenda was not my own. It didn't fit me. Eventually, in my 30s, depression set in. It just kind of got worse over time. In my 40s, I couldn't even work anymore. My marriage was terrible. And all my energy went to just kind of trying to keep it together and trying to keep my marriage together. And I was worrying about stuff all the time. I started therapy 5 years ago when I was 46. And 3 years ago, I finally got divorced. Divorced was awesome. No more of the verbal violence that plagued my entire 18 years of marriage. I love being single. I love not having to worry about anybody. And of course, I still had no reason to question my sexuality. I thought I was still straight. Divorce was a massive improvement, but I was unemployed. So that became my new focus, my new distraction. I hate looking for a job. There's so much luck involved. No matter how hard you work at it, you don't know how long it will take. The whole thing is just stressful. But it worked. 2 years ago, I went back to work. And for the first time since my 20s, I actually liked my job. I was very deliberate about looking for something that I wanted to do instead of something that I thought my Greek chorus wanted me to do. So I'm working, which is awesome, but I'm still pretty distracted. I want to make sure I'm doing everything I need to do to make sure that my new job works out. So a few more months go by, and the job is going well. And finally, after 2 decades of bad marriage and a painful divorce and getting back to work after 8 years of not having a real job, finally I start to relax. And not only that, every other weekend my ex-wife has the boys, so I'm alone. During some of the weekends alone, I start to watch some gay-themed movies, just because I want to. Why not? I've never been homophobic. I'm kind of a liberal, progressive type. No reason not to. Then a couple of times, I actually asked myself, can I be gay? No. I had a crush on this girl in 4th grade. I remember her name. We were in Mrs. Bricko's class in Westminster School. I'm not gay. A few more months go by. I'm blissfully single. Work is going well. I'm alone every other week. It's just, I'm finally able to recharge my batteries and relax and think. And I'm still watching gay movies on the weekends when I'm alone, and sometimes gay websites. One night I'm sitting in my apartment. It's quiet. It's peaceful. And this big smile comes over my face. I'm gay. Could I really be gay? And for the first time, I look inside. And my mind starts re-looking at past events kind of through this new perspective. And everything makes sense. This is February of last year, just over a year ago. I'm 50 years old. And finally, everything, high school, college, my 20s, for the first time in my life, everything makes sense. That moment, coming out to myself, was life-changing. No one else knew at that moment. I'm all alone, I'm in my apartment, nothing tangible had changed, and I felt so good. Like a lot of other people have said, and for me the divorce was like this also, it's like a huge weight, it's just lifted off your shoulders. When I went back to work, I stopped seeing my therapist regularly, so I called him up, made an appointment, and this has got to be like half the coming out videos on YouTube. The guy wants to come out to someone and you just can't get the words out. And this is with my therapist, the most accepting, least judgmental, safest person in the world. And there I am, shaking and nervous and babbling and procrastinating, and I think I finally said, and I realized I like guys. He was surprised, although in fairness to both of us, there were plenty of known issues that I had that we worked on about my father, my wife, my previous unhappiness with my career. We never talked about sex. As far as we both knew, that wasn't one of my issues. I think sometime during the end of that session, I actually used the word gay out loud for the first time. In the following days, I called my two sisters, my mom, my two best friends from college. I told my kids. I called my ex-wife so that the kids wouldn't have the burden of having to tell her. I met with some local friends, face-to-face. It was hard at first, not knowing for sure how people would react, but it got easier. And pretty much the reaction was the same across the board. Everyone was surprised, but everyone was completely accepting. It was awesome. An intense week, really awesome. A quick 9 days after first coming out to my therapist, I had told everyone that I really wanted to tell personally, and I came out on Facebook. The post, February 24th, 2012. Here goes. If I haven't told you yet, I'm gay. Despite a long-standing attraction to men and lots of other signs, I got married and divorced without seriously considering I might be gay. That's how screwed up I was. Finally realizing I'm gay feels awesome. Finally, so many things make sense. Obviously, a personal topic, but I want to do my part because awareness is key. The gay community is large and diverse. It is not acceptable that in coming to terms with my sexual orientation, I no longer have the legal right to marry in most of the US. I got more likes and comments from that post than any other post I've ever made on Facebook, and they were all like positive, encouraging comments. It was just outstanding. 4 days later, I was on a business trip with two key coworkers, and I came out to them. We were in the car on the way from the airport to our site in Austin, Texas, and not only were they accepting, they were like actually excited for me. And that is my coming out story. Coming out was amazing. I feel just happier and freer than I ever thought I could feel. I'm more productive personally and at work than I ever thought I could be. It's like a part of my brain was like constantly working to keep this deep dark secret from myself and from everyone else. And now that part of my brain is freed up. And there are some stupid little embarrassing improvements also. Like I've always liked shoes. I have Chuck Taylors and Vans and skateboarding shoes in different colors, and I would never wear them very much because I thought people would think that I was gay and I was straight, I thought. Now I just wear the shoes. My sexual orientation doesn't come up a lot, which is cool, especially at work. But if there's an opening, like someone says, so how are you meeting new women? I just tell the truth. I'm like, I switch teams. I don't do women anymore. And it's amazing the number of people who, like, are you serious? You're joking, right? Like a straight guy in this world would joke about being gay. Here's the wrap up. When I got divorced 3 years ago, friends asked if I was going to start dating. And I'd had a lot of therapy by that point, and I looked inside, and I was kind of sad about this, but the truth was, I never wanted to date ever again. And last year I realized the statement was true, but kind of incomplete. There was one word missing. I don't want to date women ever again. When I got divorced, it just didn't occur to me that there was this other dating option. Thank you so much for watching. And I'd really like to thank everyone who posted a coming out story before me. I hope someone finds my story as helpful as I've found so many others. I'm going to take next week off, be back in 2 weeks with a video with my favorite comments from this series, and I'll also answer a lot of questions that came up during the series that you guys have posted, that friends have emailed me. Don't forget to thumbs up, like the video so that more people see it. Definitely subscribe, and post those comments. I love reading the comments, especially if you have any questions this time. Thanks, YouTube.